They'll be calling you a radical. Now, I'll slow down on this. This is Fukushima all over again. Now, you know that there were some videos showed, but it was being reported as a nuclear missile disaster. It's not a nuclear missile disaster. Stay with me. This is a major, this could be the third biggest or the second biggest nuclear meltdown in world history. Now, I'm not kidding. This is a nightmare. So, now how do I know this? This was early reported, happened on the 8th, Hiroshima week, and some people were coming to me, of course, those videos, the ambulance, but it was being reported as a missile test. So I didn't know, nobody knew till last night, early this morning, this is a nuclear reactor. Now stay with me, this is not a missile test disaster that is being reported widely. It's not, I'm telling you. This is a nuclear reactor meltdown. Now it's being reported in Russia that 7 people were killed immediately. This is Chernobyl all over again, I'm here to tell you. So Putin himself comes out and says that this fallout could reach all corners of the world. Now it's playing out across TASS, it's playing out across Russian media, just like Chernobyl did, exactly like Chernobyl did, exactly. But here's the difference. Here's the difference in the Cold War, in that, Reagan, Gorbachev area. The United States would report it. I mean, you got to realize in 1985, the anti-nuclear moves and media, Ted Koppel, Nightline, dove hard into it a few days after Chernobyl and laid it out. We don't have any Ted Koppel. We don't have Nightline in the U.S. now. They're pro-nuclear. We were anti-nuclear then. How did that happen? Post-meltdowns, post-Fukushima, how are we so pro-nuclear when we're so anti then? When we had the two biggest meltdowns in the history of the world, Chernobyl. Now, stay with me, the IAEA, now this is irony because I'll be in Vienna soon, in September when they're all there. I'll have more to protest. There's only 2 7s in the history, right? Now think about the nuclear meltdown scale goes from 1 to 7. I'll slow down. It took me a year and a half to convince anybody on Earth that Fukushima was even one meltdown, when you could see the blast. Arnie Gunderson himself told me for days, Kevin, no, this is not a meltdown, this is a hydrogen blast. Chris Busby himself told me, no, this is nothing, the ocean's a big place to dilute. I was reporting these were meltdowns day one. Full blown, a year and a half it took me. When you could see, how long is it going to take on this one? This is a fucking full-blown out nightmare meltdown. It is an SMR. Now, how do I know it's an SMR? Because Putin has made a statement. Now, think about this. For Putin to make a statement, now why would he make a statement? Because politically, in political theater and circles in Europe, oh, they will crucify him. Because the IAEA is going to be the Europeans are going to be all over this like you would never see. He knows that. This could be a death sentence for him politically, physically. He's made a statement. He came right out and said this is a nuclear reactor, an SMR. What's an SMR? The small nuclear reactors were developed right here, floor construction, which Utah has been funding them. My guess, this is the third 7 in history. It's that bad. Now you think, oh, it's just a little nuclear reactor, and it's up there on the White Sea. This is a nuclear weapons test facility. No, this is not Mayak. This is over, there's 250 miles. Now, it's a secret nuclear city. That's all they do there. Exactly like Chernobyl was. What was the name of the city Chernobyl was at? Pravat? It was a secret nuclear city. That's what this is. They still exist. Oh, we don't have them here? You been up to Idaho National Lab? You know what goes on out in fucking Nevada right now? We're testing shit all over the place. I'm telling you, here we go all over again. Oh my God. New York Times does a piece on it and comes out and talks about TASS covering up, blah, 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 blah. And there's an activist in St. Petersburg who makes a statement. Now, remember, the New York Times would not say one peep about Fukushima for years. Not a word. They quote it in there. This guy says, this is a mini Fukushima happening right in our backyard. The whole world talks about Fukushima nonstop over and over. They know what it's the greatest. It's millions of Chernobyls. A 7? It's a 7 million. This is probably the second biggest nuclear disaster in history. Is it worse than Chernobyl? Maybe. I don't know yet, but I'm going to find out. But I'll tell you why. I know what these SMRs are. They're little condensed nuclear reactors that Utah's funding. The technology is based on smaller, Governor Herbert, standing right here to the square inch of property, told me, Kevin, these are safe reactors, they can't melt down. I said, you're full of shit. You know, inside that, when the state passed it, Utah's the only ones that are funding these things. Now, I'm going to try to get to John Huntsman. He's the Russian ambassador. I know him here, and see what the fuck. I'm going to try to get him in the next few days. I'm going to work on it hard. I've got some hooks. I've got some connections. You know, Hill of Utah, who was supposed to be our resistance, who I was born in the original final, we anti-nuclear. A guy named Williams took it over, did an op piece in the Tribune, whatever. It was all over the media, and says, oh, no, these are safe reactors. Now, this is your resistance. This is a fucking full-blown out major nuclear fucking meltdown. This isn't fucking Hanford. This isn't Santa Susana. This isn't fucking Rocky Flats. This is a full-blown out nuclear fucking meltdown. Now, how do I know that? Because fucking Putin has made a statement. Oh my God. Class, task, state-run media. What the fuck do you think ours is? Oh my God, I can't. Here we go again. Now, I used to have connections inside Japan when I graduated here. I graduated right here at this university with Mikado. And so that means Japanese royal family. He's the heir. But them connections went a long time ago. They circled the wagons here. Tick-tock. Wow. So my guess is this is either the second or third biggest nuclear meltdown in history. And I think about it, it happened on 8/8. Now, I went off on this guy who did this vlog. He says there was a major nuclear meltdown, but he fucked up because he says this released thousands of times the fallout as Fukushima. And I went, fuck you. Now, there was another nuclear accident that happened in Russia in 2017 on Trump's. That's different. That's a weapons test bomb. We know that. Now, was that same type of thing? I don't know. He's floating these little nuclear based on the same technology, but this technology is condensed. It's like super duper fucking, I mean, I know what these little reactors are. They're 10,000 times more dangerous than a fucking full blown out one. So it's condensed power from hell. A smaller, leaner, cleaner, stronger fucking nuclear reactor from hell. That's what it is. SMRs. The only place, Idaho National Lab, right here, developed on this floor construction. And it's irony, the floor construction is really out of control and crashing right now at the same time. I mean, because that's who funded these things. I mean, this is a fucking giant fucking story. This is the biggest story since Fukushima. And the Fukushima cover-up, it's as big, no, they'll never get to, Fukushima's the greatest in football hockey. But this is bad. So my guess, this is the this is probably the second or third greatest nuclear meltdown in world history. And think about it. Hiroshima happened on August 6th, Nagasaki on the 9th. Think about where I was at on 8/8 when this happened. When Fukushima happened, I was in the Energy Solutions dump site protesting the nuclear waste Mike Lee was trying to sneak in from Italy. I was standing right next to the SALT treaty bunkers. I have videos. You know, that's where they're at. They're in Wendover, Utah. You know, I kept telling Jim, I want one of those fucking things. You can see the Russian logo, and I'll post some videos. But I cannot overstate this. You know, I'm exhausted. You know, fuck, what a day this has turned out to be. Oh, my God. All hands on deck. All hands on deck. Dig in, fuckers. For Putin to make a statement. And so the mad scientist, just like in Chernobyl, he made a statement at one of the men's funerals. That's how we know. He come out, and just like in the documentary, HBO documentary on Chernobyl, he says, these men gave their lives for the mother Russia and the great nuclear program, the greatest in the world, the best they gave their. Fuck, here we go. Oh my God, it's Chernobyl all up. You know, so I call it Chernobyl Jr., but it's probably even worse than Chernobyl. It's starting out, it's starting to play out. I mean, the New York Times, we don't have Ted Koppel. We don't have Nightline. We don't have U.S. media anymore. I mean, in '86, we had some U.S. media that would report this, you know, so it's going to have to come out of Europe. And I'm working with activists right now. I got calls in, I got emails all over in fucking Vienna. I'm fucking working. And if I'll get it, I'll get it, I'll get it. And I'm going to get to Huntsman. He'll know, you know, and so this is a fucking nightmare. Where did they get the technology? Right here on this campus. Weber State University, GE, floor construction, is this fucking nuclear energy crime syndicate. You know, you guys go into denial all you want. This is a major fucking nuclear meltdown. This is the real fucking thing. All hands on deck. All hands on deck. Stay tuned.